but the door would not move. Despair seized me. I pulled and pulled at the door, and it shook it, till, massive as it was, it rattled in its casement. I could see the bolt shot. It had been locked after I left the Count. Then a wild desire took me to obtain the key at any risk, and I determined then and there to scale the wall again and gain the Count's room. He might kill me, but death now seemed a happier choice of evils. Without a pause, I rushed up to the east window and scrambled down the wall, as before, into the Count's room. It was empty, but that was as I expected. I could not see a key anywhere, but the heap of gold remained. I went through the door in the corner and down the winding stair and along the dark passage to the old chapel. I knew now well enough where to find the monster I sought. The great box was in the same place, close against the wall, but the lid was laid on it, not fastened down, but with the nails ready in their places to be hammered home. I knew I must reach the body for the key, so I raised the lid and laid it back against the wall. And then I saw something which filled my very soul with horror. There lay the Count, but looking as if his youth had been half restored, for the white hair and mustache were changed to dark iron gray. The cheeks were fuller, and the white skin seemed ruby red underneath. The mouth was redder than ever, for on the lips were gouts of fresh blood, which trickled from the corners of the mouth and ran down over the chin and neck. Even the deep, burning eyes seemed well amongst swollen flesh, for the lids and pouches underneath were bloated. It seems as if the whole awful creature were simply gorged with blood. He lay like a filthy leech, exhausted in his repletion. I shuddered as I bent over to touch him, and every sense in me revolted at the contact, but I had to search, or I was lost. The coming night might see my own body a banquet in a similar way to those horrid three. I felt all over the body, but no sign could I find of the key. Then I stopped and looked at the Count. There was a mocking smile on the bloated face which seemed to drive me mad. This was the being I was helping to transfer to London, where, perhaps for centuries to come, he might, amongst its teeming millions, satiate his lust for blood and create a new and ever-widening circle of semi-demons to batten on the helpless. Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. And good evening, everyone, and welcome back to One Death, One Page. I'm the Yugen. We'll be reading to page 85 of Dracula before hopping in to Halo Campaign Evolved. Oh, and it's a good level this time. I'll be very excited to get started. Let's soldier on, shall we? The very thought drove me mad. A terrible desire came upon me to rid the world of such a monster. There was no lethal weapon at hand, but I seized a shovel, which the workmen had been using to fill the cases, and, lifting it high, struck with the edge downward at the hateful face. But as I did so, the head turned, and the eyes fell upon me, with all their blaze of basilisk horror. The sight seemed to paralyze me, and the shovel turned in my hand and glanced from my face, merely making a deep gash above the forehead. From the face, merely to making a deep gash above the forehead. The shovel fell from my hand across the box as I pulled it away from the flange of the blade. As I pulled it away, the flange of the blade caught the edge of the lid, which fell over again and hid the horrid thing from my sight. The last glimpse I had of the bloated face, blood-stained and fixed with a grin of malice, which would have held its own in the nethermost hell. I thought and thought what should be my next move, but my brain seemed on fire, and I waited with a despairing feeling growing over me. As I waited, I heard in the distance a gypsy song sung by merry voices coming closer, and through their song the rolling of heavy wheels and the cracking of whips. The Sgani and the Slovaks of whom the Count had spoken were coming. In a last look around at the box which contained the vile body, I ran from the place and gained the Count's room, determined to rush out the moment the door should be opened. With strained ears, I listened and heard downstairs the grinding of a key in the great lock and the falling back of the heavy door. There might have been some other means of entry, or someone had a key of one of the locked doors. Then there came the sound of many feet tramping and dying away in some passage which sent up a clanging echo. I turned to run down again towards the vault, where I might find the new entrance, but at the moment there seemed to come a violent puff of wind, and the door to the winding stair blew to with a shock, and that set the dust from the lintels flying. When I ran to push it open, I found that it was hopelessly fast. I was again a prisoner, and the net of doom was closing around me more closely. As I write, there is a passage below a sound of many tramping feet and the crash of weights being set down heavily. Doubtless the boxes, with their freight of earth. There was a sound of hammering. It is the box being nailed down. Now I can hear the heavy feet tramping again along the hall, with many other idle feet coming behind them. The door is shut, the chains rattle. There is a grinding of the key in the lock. I can hear the key withdrawn. Then another door opens and shuts. I hear the creaking of lock and bolt. Hark! In the courtyard and down the rocky way of the roll of heavy wheels, the crack of whips, and the chorus of Sgani as they pass into the distance. I am alone in the castle with these horrible women. Mina is a woman, and there is naught in common. They are devils of the pit. I shall not remain alone with them. I shall try to scale the castle wall farther than I have yet attempted. I shall take some of the gold with me, lest I want it later. I might find a way from this dreadful place. And then away for home. Away to the quickest and nearest train, away from the cursed spot, from this cursed land where the devil and his children still walk with earthly feet. At least God's mercy is better than that of those monsters, and the precipice is steep and high. At its foot a man may sleep as a man. Goodbye, all. Mina. Those are probably the last words of Mr. Jonathan Harker. How terrible. I assume he just fell. Or maybe succumbed. Perhaps succumbed to a grislier fate. We can be perfectly honest. It's entirely possible. Ooh. Chapter 5. Letters from Miss Mina Murray to Miss Lucy Westenra. 9th of May. My dearest Lucy, forgive my long delay in writing, but I have been simply overwhelmed with work. The life of an assistant schoolmistress is sometimes trying. I am longing to be with you, and by the sea, where we can walk together freely and build our castles in the air. I've been working very hard lately because I want to keep up with Jonathan's studies, and I've been practicing shorthand very assiduously. When we are married, I shall be able to be useful to Jonathan, and if I can stenograph well enough, I can take down what he wants to say in this way and write it out for him on the typewriter, at which also I am practicing very hard. He and I sometimes write letters in shorthand, and he is keeping a stenographic journal of his travels abroad. When I am with you, I shall keep a diary in the same way. I don't mean one of those 2 pages to the week with Sunday squeezed in a corner diaries, but a sort of journal which I can write in whenever I feel inclined. I do not suppose there will be much of interest in other people, but it is not intended for them. I may show it to Jonathan someday if there is in it anything worth sharing. But it is really an exercise book. I shall try to do what I see lady journalists do, interviewing and writing descriptions and trying to remember conversations. I am told that, with a little practice, one can remember all that goes on or hears said during a day. However, we shall see. I will tell you of my little plans when we meet. I have just had a few hurried lines from Jonathan from Transylvania. He is well and will be returning in about a week. I am longing to hear all his news. It must be nice to see strange countries. I wonder if Jonathan and I, shall ever see them together. There is a 10 o'clock bell ringing. Goodbye. Your loving, Mina. Tell me all the news when you write. You have not told me anything for a long time. I hear rumors, and especially of a tall, handsome, curly-haired man. Letter, Lucy Westenra to Mina Murray. 17 Chatham Street, Wednesday. My dearest Mina, I must say you tax me very unfairly with being a bad correspondent. I wrote you twice since we parted, and your last letter was only your second. Besides, I have nothing to tell you. There is really nothing to interest you. Town is very pleasant just now, and we go in a great deal to picture galleries and for walks and rides in the park. As to the tall, curly-haired man, I suppose it was the one who was with me at the last pop. I suppose it was the one who was with me at the last pop. Someone has evidently been telling tales. That was Mr. Homewood. He often comes to see us, and he and Mama get on very well together. They have so many things to talk about in common. We met some time ago. A man that would just do for you if you were not already engaged to Jonathan. He is an excellent parti, being handsome, well off, and of good birth. He is a doctor and really clever. Just fancy! He is only 9 and 20, and has an immense lunatic asylum all under his own care. Mr. Homewood introduced him to me, and he called here to see us, and often comes now. I think he's one of the most resolute men I ever saw, and yet the most calm. He sees absolutely imperturbable. I can fancy what a wonderful power he must have over his patients. He has a curious habit of looking one straight in the face, as if trying to read one's thoughts. He tries this on very much with me, but I flatter myself he has got a tough nut to crack. I know that from my glass. Do you ever try to read your own face? I do, and I can tell you it is not a bad study, and it gives you more trouble than you can well fancy if you have never tried it. He says that I afford him a curious psychological study, and I humbly think I do. I do not, as you know, take sufficient interest in dress to be able to describe the new fashions. Dress is a bore. That is slang again, but never mind. Arthur says that every day. There, it is all out, Mina. We have told all our secrets to each other since we were children. We have slept together and eaten together and laughed and cried together, and now, though I have spoken, I would like to speak more. Oh, Mina, couldn't you guess? I love him. I am blushing as I write, for although I think he loves me, he has not told me so in words. But oh, Mina, I love him. I love him. There, that does me good. I wish I were with you, dear, sitting by the fire and dressing as we used to sit. I would try to tell you what I feel. I do not know how I am writing this even to you. I am afraid to stop, or I should tear up the letter, and I don't want to stop, for I do so want to tell you all. Let me hear from you at once, and tell me all that you think about it. Mina, pray for my happiness. Lucy. P.S. I need not tell you this is a secret. Good night again. L. Letter, Lucy Westenra to Mina Murray, 24th of May. My dearest Mina, thanks and thanks and thanks again for your sweet letter. It was so nice to be able to tell you and to have your sympathy. My dear, it never rains but it pours. How true the old proverbs are. Here am I, who shall be 20 in September, and yet I never had a proposal till today. Not a real proposal, and today I had 3. Just fancy, 3 proposals in one day. Isn't it awful? I feel sorry, really and truly sorry, for 2 of the poor fellows. Oh, Mina, I am so happy that I don't know what to do with myself. And 3 proposals. But for goodness' sake, don't tell any of the girls, or they would be getting all sorts of extravagant ideas, and imagining themselves injured and slighted in their very first day at the home, and they did not get 6 at least. Some girls are so vain. You and I, Mina dear, who are engaged and going to settle down soon soberly into old married women, can despise vanity. Well, I must tell you all about the 3, but you must keep it a secret, dear, from everyone except, of course, Jonathan. You will tell him, because I would, if I were in your place, certainly tell Arthur. A woman ought to tell her husband everything. Don't you think so, dear? And I must be fair. Men like women, certainly their wives, to be quite as fair as they are. And women, I'm afraid, are not always quite as fair as they should be. Yikes. Well, my dear, number 1 just came before lunch. I told you of him, Dr. John Seward, the lunatic asylum man, with the strong jaw and the good forehead. He was very cool outwardly, but was nervous all the time. He had evidently been schooling himself as to all sorts of little things, and remembered them, but he had almost managed to sit down on his silk hat, which men don't generally do when they are cool, and then when he wanted to appear at ease, he kept playing with a lancet in a way that made me nearly scream. He spoke to me, Mina, and very straightforwardly. He told me how dear I was to him, though he had known me so little, and what his life would be with me to help to cheer him. He was going to tell me how unhappy he would be if I did not care for him, but when he saw me cry, he said he was a brute, and would not add to my present trouble. Then he broke off and asked if I could love him in time, and when I shook my head, his hands trembled. And then with some hesitation, he asked me if I cared already for anyone else. He put it very nicely, saying that he did not want to wring my confidence from me, but only to know, because if a woman's heart was free, a man might have hope. And then, Mina, I felt a sort of duty to tell him that there was someone. I only told him that much, and then he stood up, and looked very strong and very grave, as if he took both my hands in his, and said he hoped I would be happy, and that if I ever wanted a friend, I must count on him, one of my best. Oh, Mina dear, I can't help crying. You must excuse this letter being all blotted. Being proposed to is all very nice and all that sort of thing, but it isn't at all a happy thing when you have to see a poor fellow, whom you know loves you honestly, going away and looking all broken-hearted. And to know that no matter what he may say at the moment, you are passing out of his life. My dear, I must stop here at present. I feel so miserable, though I am so happy. Evening. Arthur has just gone, and I feel in better spirits than when I left off, so I can go on telling you about the day. Well, my dear, number 2 came after lunch. He is such a nice fellow, an American from Texas, and he looks so young and so fresh that he seems almost impossible that he has been to so many places and has such adventures. I sympathize with poor Desdemona. When she had such a stream poured in her ear, even by a black man. I suppose that we women are such cowards that we think a man will save us from fears, and we marry him. I know now what I would do if I were a man and wanted to make a girl love me. No, I don't, for there was Mr. Morris telling us his stories, and Arthur never told any, and yet... My dear, I am somewhat previous. Mr. Quincy P. Morris found me alone. It seems that a man always does find a girl alone. No, he doesn't, for Arthur tried twice to make a chance, and I, helping him all I could, I am not ashamed to say it now. I must tell you beforehand that Mr. Morris doesn't always speak slang. That is to say, he never does so to strangers or before them, for he is really well educated and has exquisite manners. But he found out that it amused me to hear him talk American slang, and whenever I was present, and there was no one to be shocked, he said such funny things. I am afraid, my dear, he has to invent it all, for it fits exactly into whatever else he has to say. But this is a way slang has. I do not know myself if I shall ever speak slang. I do not know if Arthur likes it, as I have never heard him use any as yet. Well, Mr. Morris sat down beside me and looked as happy and jolly as he could, but I could see all the same he was very nervous. He took my hand in his and said ever so sweetly, "Miss Lucy, I know I ain't good enough to regulate the fixings of your little shoes, but I guess if you wait till you find a man that is, you will. But I reckon if you wait to find a man that is, you will go join them 7 young women with the lamps when you quit. Won't you just hitch up alongside of me and let us go down the long road together, driving in double harness?" Well, he did look so good-humored and so jolly that it did itself seem half so hard to refuse him as I did poor Dr. Seward. So I said, as lightly as I could, that I did not know anything of hitching, and that I wasn't broken to harness at all yet. And he said that he had spoken in a light manner, and he hoped that if he had made a mistake in doing so on so grave, so momentous an occasion for him, I would forgive him. He really did look serious when he was saying it, and I couldn't help feeling sort of an exultation when he was number 2 in one day. And then, my dear, before I could say a word, he began pouring out a perfect torrent of love-making, laying his very heart and soul at my feet. He looked so earnest over it that I shall never again think that a man must be playful always and never earnest, because he is merry at times. I suppose he saw something in my face which checked him, for he suddenly stopped and said with a sort of manly fervor that I could have loved him for if I had been free. "Lucy, you are an honest-hearted girl, I know. I should not be here speaking to you as I am now if I did not believe you clean grit, right through the very depths of your soul. Tell me, like one good fellow to another, is there anyone else that you care for? And if there is, I'll never trouble you a hair's breadth again, but will be, if you will let me, a very faithful friend." My dear Mina, why are men so noble when we women are so little worthy of them? Here was I almost making fun of this great-hearted, true gentleman. I burst into tears, I am afraid. My dear, you will think this a very sloppy letter in more ways than one, and I really felt very badly. Why can't they let a girl marry three men, or as many as want her, and save all this trouble? But this is heresy, and I must not say it. I am glad to say that, though I was crying, I was able to look into Mr. Morris's brave eyes, and I told him out straight. Yes, there is someone I love, though he has not told me yet, and even... Lucy, my queen. Oh, okay. Lucy's a pivotal character. Okay, that's good to know. Yes, there is someone I love, though he has not told me yet, and he even loves me. I was right to speak to him so frankly, for quite a light came into his face, and he put out both hands and took mine. I think I put them into his, and said in a hearty way, "That's my brave girl. It's better worth being laced for a chance of winning you than being in time for any other girl in the world. Don't cry, my dear. If it's for me, I'm a hard nut to crack, and I take it standing up. If that other fellow doesn't know his happiness, well, he'd better look for it soon, or he'll have to deal with me. Little girl, your honesty and pluck have made me a friend, and that's rarer than a lover. It's more selfish anyhow. My dear, I'm going to have a pretty lonely walk between this and Kingdom Come. Won't you give me one kiss? It'll be something to keep off the darkness now and then. You can, you know, if you like, for that other good fellow. Or you could not love him. Hasn't spoken yet. That quite won me, Mina, for it was brave and sweet of him, and noble too, to a rival, wasn't it? And he so sad, so I leant over and kissed him. He stood up with my 2 hands in his and looked down into my face, and I'm afraid I was blushing very much. He said, "Little girl, I hold your hand, and you've kissed me. And if these things don't make us friends, nothing ever will. Thank you for your sweet honesty to me, and goodbye." He wrung my hand, and taking up his hat, went straight out of the room without looking back. Without a tear or quiver or a pause, and I am crying like a baby. Oh, why must a man like that be made unhappy when there are lots of girls about who would worship the very ground he trod on? I know I would if I were free, only I don't want to be free. My dear, this quite upset me, and I feel I cannot write of happiness just at once, after telling you of it, and I don't wish to tell the number 3 until I can be all happy. Ever your loving, Lucy. P.S. Oh, about number 3. I needn't tell you of number 3, need I? Besides, it was all so confused. It seemed only for a moment from his coming into the room till both his arms around me that he was kissing me. I am very, very happy, and I don't know what I have done to deserve it. I must only try in the future to show that I am not ungrateful to God for all his goodness to me in sending me such a lover, such a husband, and such a friend. Goodbye. Dr. Seward's diary, kept in phonograph. The woman just wanted basic sexual freedom. Yeah, just like every woman when this book was written. Like every single woman, whether they knew it or not, probably. Oh man. Dr. Seward's diary. Hold on, which one was Dr. Seward? The Texan was Mr. Morris, was it not? No, Dr. Seward is the Texan. Isn't he? Misha, help. Okay, Misha's abandoned. Misha's left the stream. I'm so unhappy. Is it Dr. Seward? I'm not together driving a double harness. Nice fellow, an American from Texas. Looks so young. Sympathize before Desdemona. Such cowards with him. Always speaks language, a stranger for him. Quincy is the Texan. Okay. Yes, no, Mr. Morris sat down beside me and looked as happy and jolly as he could. Mr. Morris is the Texan. No, Mr. Quincy Morris. Yes, Mr. Quincy P. Morris. Okay. Ah, poor Dr. Seward was the first one. The asylum owner. Okay, that's good. I know where I am now. We figured it out. I mean, it was fun doing the Texas accent, but I'm not sure how much justice I did it. Didn't want to do it for a full page. 25th of May. Ebb tide and appetite today. Cannot eat, cannot rest. So diary instead. Since my rebuff of yesterday, I have a sort of empty feeling. Nothing in the world seems of sufficient importance to be worth the doing, as I knew that the only cure for this sort of thing was work, I went amongst the patients. I picked out one who has afforded me a study of much interest. He is so quaint that I am determined to understand him as well as I can. Pardon me. He is so quaint that I am determined to understand him as well as I can. Today I seem to get nearer than ever before to the heart of his mystery. I questioned him more fully than I had ever done, with a view to making myself master of the facts of his hallucination. In my manner of doing it there was, I now see, something of cruelty. I seemed to wish to keep him to the point of his madness, a thing which I avoided with the patients as I would the mouth of hell. Reminder, under the circumstances, would I not avoid the pit of hell? Omnia Romae Venelia sunt. Hell has its price. If there be anything behind this instinct, it would be valuable to trace it afterwards accurately, so I had better commence to do so, therefore. R.M. Renfield, age 59, sanguine temperament, great physical strength, morbidly excitable, periods of gloom, ending in some fixed idea which I cannot make out. I presume that the sanguine temperament itself and the disturbing influence end in a mentally accomplished finish. A possibly dangerous man, probably dangerous as if unselfish. In selfish men, caution is as secure in armor for their foes as for themselves. What I think of on this point is, when self is the fixed point of the centripetal force, the centripetal force is balanced with the centrifugal. When duty, a cause, etc., is the fixed point, the latter force is paramount, and only accident or a series of accidents can balance it. Letter, Quincy P. Morris, to the Honorable Arthur Homewood. 25th of May. Quincy P. Morris. Now we're doing it. My dear Art, we've told yarns by the campfire in the prairies, and dressed one another's wounds after trying a landing at the Marquesas. The drunk healths on the shore of Titicaca. There are more yarns to be told, and other wounds to be healed, and another health to be drunk. Won't you let this be at my campfire tomorrow night? I have no hesitation in asking you, as I know a certain lady is engaged to a certain dinner party, and that you are free. There will only be one other, our old pal at the Korea, Jack Seward. He's coming too, and we both want to mingle our weeps over the wine cup, and to drink health with all our hearts to the happiest man in all the world, who has won the noblest heart that God has made, and the best worth winning. We promise you a hearty welcome and a loving greeting, and a health as true as your own right hand. We shall both swear to leave you at home if you drink too deep a certain pair of eyes. Come! Yours as ever and always, Quincy P. Morris. Telegram from Arthur Homewood to Quincy P. Morris. Count me in, every time. I bear messages which will make both your ears tingle. Art. It is giving Ted Lasso. That is who it is. That is who I'm doing. Yeah, Jason Sudeikis is just... he's hiding back here. He's up here somewhere. He's the rat controlling the voice when that comes on. Well, thanks, boss. Chapter 6. Mina Murray's Journal. 24th of July. Whitby. Lucy met me at the station, looking sweeter and lovelier than ever, and we drove up to the house at the Crescent in which they have rooms. This is a lovely place. The little river, the Esk, runs through a deep valley, which broadens out as it comes nearer the harbor. A great viaduct runs along with great piers through which the view seems somehow further away than it really is. The valley is beautifully green, and it is so steep that when you are on high land on either side you look right across it, unless you are near enough to see down. The houses of the old town, the tide away from us, are all red-roofed and seem piled up one over the other anyhow, like the pictures as we see of Nuremberg. Right over the town is the ruin of Whitby Abbey, which was sacked by the Danes, and which is the scene of part of Marmion, where the girl was built up in the wall. It is the most noble ruin, of immense size, and full of beautiful and romantic bits. There is a legend that a white lady is seen in one of the windows. Between it and the town there is another church, the parish one, round which is a big graveyard, all full of tombstones. This is to my mind the nicest spot in Whitby, for it lies right over the town and has a full view of the harbor and all the way up the bay to where the headland called Kettleness stretches out into the sea. Thank God for the mute button. It descends so steeply over the harbor that part of the bank has fallen away, and some of the graves have been destroyed. In one place, part of the stonework of the grave stretches out over the sandy pathway far below. There are walks, with seats beside them, through the churchyard, and people go and sit there all day long looking at the beautiful view and enjoying the breeze. I shall come and sit here often myself and work. Indeed, I am writing now, with my book on the knee, and listening to the talk of 3 old men who are sitting beside me. They seem to do nothing all day but sit here and talk. The harbor lies below me, with, on the far side, one long granite wall stretching out into the sea, with a curve outwards at the end of it, in the middle of which is a lighthouse. A heavy seawall runs along outside of it. On the near side, the seawall makes an elbow crooked inversely, and its end too has a lighthouse. Between the 2 piers there is a narrow opening into the harbor, which then suddenly widens. It is nice at high water, but when the tide is out, it shoals away to nothing, and there is merely the stream of the Esk running between banks of sand, with rocks here and there. Outside the harbor, on this side, there rises for about half a mile a great reef, the sharp of which turns straight out from behind the south lighthouse. At the end of it is a buoy with a bell, which swings in bad weather, and sends in a mournful sound on the wind. They have a legend here that when a ship is lost, bells are heard out at sea. I must ask the old man about this. He is coming this way. He is a funny old man. He must be awfully old, for his face is gnarled and twisted like the bark of a tree. He tells me that he is nearly 100, and that he was a sailor in the Greenland fishing fleet when Waterloo was fought. He is, I am afraid, a very skeptical person, for when I asked him about the bells at sea and the White Lady at the Abbey, he said very brusquely,
"I wouldn't flanch massel about them, miss. Them things be all wore out. Mind, I don't say that they ever was, but I do say that they wasn't in my time. They be all very well for cummers and trippers and the like, but not for a nice young lady like you. Them feet folks from York and Leeds that be always eating curd herrings and drinking tea and looking out to buy cheap jet wood would create aught. I wonder, Mazel, who'd be bothering telling lies to them? Even the newspapers, which is full of fool talk."
I thought he would be a good person to learn interesting things from, so I asked him if he would mind telling me something about the whale fishing in the old days. He was just settling himself to begin when the clock struck 6, whereupon he labored to get up and said,
"I must gang againwards home now, miss. My granddaughter doesn't like to be kept waiting when the tea is ready, for it takes me time to cremel aboon the grease, for there be a many of 'em, and miss, I lack belly timber sairly by the clock."
I lack belly timber sairly by the clock. I'm stealing that. That's brilliant. That has to mean you're what? You're famished, right? You're hungry. I lack belly timber. Sarely by the clock. I've missed lunch. It's high time I ate. That'd be pretty wonderful. He hobbled away, and I could see him hurrying as well as he could down the steps. The steps are a great feature on the place. They lead away from the town to the church. There are hundreds of them. I do not know how many, and they wind in a delicate curve. They wind up in a delicate curve. The slope is so gentle that the horse could easily walk up and down them. I think they must originally have had something to do with the abbey. I shall go home too. Lucy went out, visiting with her mother, and as they were only duty calls, I did not go. First of August. I came up here an hour ago with Lucy, and we had a most interesting talk with my old friend and the 2 others who always come and join him. He is evidently the Sir Oracle of them, and I should think must have been in his time a most dictatorial person. Dictatorial person, that's probably a better way to say that. When was the first passage of this journal? At the beginning. Oh, 24th of July, okay. I was thinking way earlier. 1st of August, blah, blah, blah. He will not admit anything and downfaces everybody. If he can't out-argue them, he bullies them, and then takes their silence for agreement with his views. Lucy was looking sweetly pretty in her white lawn frock. She has got a beautiful color since she has been here. I noticed that the old men did not lose any time in coming and sitting near her when we sat down. She is so sweet with old people. I think they all fell in love with her on the spot. Even my old man succumbed and did not contradict her, but gave me double share instead. I got him on the subject of the legends, and he went off at once into a sort of sermon. I must try to remember it and put it down.
It be all fool talk. Lock, stock, and barrel, that's what it be, and naught else. These bands and wafts and bow ghosts or bar guests and bogles and all them is only fit to set bairns and dizzy women and belderin. They be naught but airblibs. They in all grims and sighs and warnings be all invented by parsons and ilsome burk bodies and railway touters to scare and scunner halflins and to get folks to do something they don't want that they don't other incline to.
That one really Texas there. Inclined to. Where is it? Oh, I lost my place.
It makes me ireful to think of them. Why, it's them that, not content with printing lies on paper and preaching them out of pulpits, does want to be cutting them on the tombstones. Look here all around you, and what art you will? All them steens holding up their heads as well as they can, out their pride, is a cant simply tumbling down with the weight of the lies wrote on them. Here lies the body, or sacred to the memory, wrote on all of them. Yet nigh half of them were being no bodies at all, and the memories of them being cared a pinch of snuff about, much less sacred. Lies, all of them. Nothing but lies of one kind or another. My gog. But it'll be a quare scourgement in the day of judgment when they come tumbling up in their death sarks, all juped together and trying to drag their tombsteins with them. To prove how good they was, some of them trembling and dithering with their hands and dozen slippery from lying in the sea that they can't even keep the grip of them.
I got about half of that. I could see from the old fellow's self-satisfied air and the way in which he looked round for some of the approval of his cronies that he was showing off, so I put in a word to keep him going. "Oh, Mr. Swales, you can't be serious. Surely these tombstones are not all wrong."
"Yablins, there may be a poorish few not wrong, savin' there were to make out the people too good, for there be folk to do think a bambole be like the sea, if only it be their own. For the whole thing be only lies. Now look you here. You come here, stranger, and you see this Kirkgarth.
I nodded, for I thought it better to assent, though I did not quite understand his dialect. I knew it had something to do with the church. He went on,
"And you can say to all that these steens be a boon folk that be happed here, snod and snog?"
I assented again.
Then that be just where lie comes in. Why, there be scores of these laybeds that be tomb as old Dunn's beck a box on Friday night."
He nudged one of his companions, and they all laughed.
"And my gog, how could they be otherwise? Look at the one, all a fest of aft and beer bank. Read it."
I went over and read. Edward Spenslaw, master mariner, murdered by pirates off the coast of Andrews, April 1854, age 30. When I came back, Mr. Swalls went on.
"Who brought him home, I wonder, to hap him here, murdered off the coast of the Andrews, and you can say that his body lay under? Why, I could name ye a dozen of those bones lie in the Greenland seas above," he pointed northwards, "or where the currents may have drifted them. They be the steens around you. You can, with young eyes, read the small print of the lies from here. This Braithwaite Lowry, I knew his father, lost in the Lively off Greenland in 20-year. Andrew Woodhouse, drowned in the same seas in 1777. Or John Paxton, drowned off Cape Farewell a year later. Or old John Rawlings, whose grandfather sailed with me, drowned in the Gulf of Finland in 50. Do you think that all these men will have to make a rush to Whitby when the trumpet sounds? I have me anthuriums about it. I tell you that when they got here, they'd be jomblin' and jostling one way that it'd be like a fight up on the ice in the old days, when we'd be at one another from daylight to dark and trying to tie up our cuts by the aurora borealis."
This was evidently local pleasantry, for the old man cackled over it, and his cronies joined in with gusto. "But," I said, "surely you are not quite correct, for you start on the assumption that all the poor people or their spirits will have to take their tombstones with them on the Day of Judgment. Do you think that will be really necessary?"
"Well, what else be they tombstones for? Answer me that, miss."
"To please their relatives, I suppose."
"To please their relatives, you suppose?"
This he said with intense scorn.
"How will it pleasure their relatives to know that lies is wrote over them, and that everybody in the place knows that they be lies?"
I'm so sorry, I keep coughing and having to clear my throat. Good, we're nearly an hour in, we still have almost 20 pages to go. That doesn't bode well. He pointed to a stone at our feet, which had been laid down as a slab, on which the seat was rested, close to the edge of the cliff.
"Read the lies on that thruff stone," he said.
The letters were upside down to me from where I sat, but Lucy was more opposite to them, so she leant over and read. "Sacred to the memory of George Cannon, who died in the hope of a glorious resurrection on July 29th, 1873, falling from the rocks at Kettleness. This tomb was erected by the sorrowing mother to her dearly beloved son. He was the only son of his mother, and she was a widow." "Really, Mr. Swalls, I don't see anything very funny in that." She spoke her comment very gravely and somewhat severely.
"You don't see aught funny? Ha ha! But that's because you don't gom. The sorrowing mother was a hellcat and hated him because he was a crooked. He was a crooked. A regular lamenter he was, and he hated her so that he committed suicide in order that she might get an insurance that she put on his life. He blew nigh the top of his head off with an old musket that they had for scaring crows with. 'Twarn't for crows then, it brought the clergs and doups to him. That's the way he fell off the rocks. And as to the hopes of a glorious resurrection, I'd often heard him say, Maisel, that he'd hope he'd go to hell, for his mother was so pious that she'd be sure to go to heaven, and he didn't want to addle where she was. Now isn't that Steen at any rate?
He hammered her with his stick as he spoke.
A pack of lies. And won't it make Gabriel keckle when Geordie comes panting at the grease, with the Tom Steen balanced on his hump, and asks to be the took as evidence?
I did not know what to say, but Lucy turned the conversation as she said, rising up, "Oh, why did you tell us of this? It is my favorite seat, and I cannot leave it, and now I find I must go on sitting over the grave of a suicide."
That won't harm ye, my pretty, and it make poor Geordie gladsome to have so trim at last sitting on his lap. That won't hurt ye. Why, I've here set off and on for nigh 20 years past, and it hasn't done me no harm. Don't ye fash about them lies under ye, or that doesn't lie there either. It'll be time for ye to be getting scart when you see the tombstones all run away with, and the place as bare as the stubble field. There's the clock. I must be gang. My service to ye, ladies.
And off he hobbled. Lucy and I sat a while, and it was all so beautiful before us that we took hands as we sat, and she told me all over again about Arthur and their coming marriage. That made me just a little heartsick, for I haven't heard from Jonathan for a whole month. The same day I came up here alone, for I am very sad. There was no letter for me. I hope there cannot be anything the matter with Jonathan. The clock has just struck 9. I see the lights scattered all over town, sometimes in rows where the streets are, and sometimes singly. They run right up the Esk and die away in the curve of the valley. To my left, the view is cut off by the black line of the roof of the old house next to the abbey. The sheep and lambs are bleating in the fields away behind me, and there is a clatter of donkeys' hooves up the paved road below. The band on the pier is playing a harsh waltz in good time, and further along the quay there is a Salvation Army meeting in a back street. Neither of the bands hears the other, but up here I hear and see them both. I wonder where Jonathan is, and if he is thinking of me. I wish he were here. Dr. Seward's Diary. 5th of June. The case of Renfield grows more interesting the more I get to understand the man. He has certain qualities very largely developed: selfishness, secrecy, and purpose. I wish I could get at what is the object of the latter. He seems to have some settled scheme of his own, but what it is I do not know. His redeeming quality is a love of animals, though, indeed, he has such curious turns in it that I sometimes imagine he is only abnormally cruel. His pets are of odd sorts. Just now his hobby is catching flies. He has at present such a quantity that I have had many myself to expostulate. To my astonishment, he did not break out into a fury, as I expected, but took the matter in simple seriousness. He thought for a moment, and then said, "May I have 3 days? I shall clear them away." Of course, I said that would do. I must watch him. 18th of June. He has turned his mind now to spiders, and has got several very big fellows in a box. He keeps feeding them his flies, and the number of the latter is becoming sensibly diminished, although he has used half his food in attracting more flies from outside to his room. Representative, that's foreshadowing. That's Renfield's job. He gathers the flies to give them to the spider. We'll run away, Doctor. 1st of July. His spiders are now becoming a great nuisance as his flies, and today I told him that he must get rid of them. He looked very sad at this, so I said that he must some of them, at all events. He cheerfully acquiesced in this, and I gave him the same time as before for reduction. He disgusted me much while with him, for when a horrid blowfly, bloated with some carrion food, buzzed into the room, he caught it, held it exultantly for a few moments between his fingers and thumb, and before I knew what he was going to do, put it in his mouth and ate it. I scolded him for it, but he argued quietly that it was very good and very wholesome, that it was life, strong life, and gave life to him. This gave me an idea, or the rudiment of one. I must watch how he gets rid of his spiders. He has evidently some deep problem in his mind, for he keeps a little notebook of which he is always jotting down something. Whole pages of it are filled with masses of figures, generally single numbers added up in batches, and then the totals added in batches again, as though he were focusing some account, as the auditors put it. 8th of July. There is a method in his madness, and the rudimentary idea in my mind is growing. It will be a whole idea soon, and then, unconscious cerebration. You will have to give the wall to your conscious brother. I kept away from my friend for a few days, so that I might notice if there were any change. Things remain as they were, except that he parted with some of his pets and got a new one. He has managed to get a sparrow, and he has already partially tamed it. His means of taming is simple, for already the spiders have diminished. Those that do remain, however, are well fed, for he still brings in the flies by tempting them with his food. 19th of July. We are progressing. My friend has now a whole colony of sparrows, and his flies and spiders are almost obliterated. When I came in, he ran to me and said he wanted to ask me a great favor, a very, very great favor, and as he spoke, he fawned on me like a dog. I asked him what it was, and he said with a sort of rapture in his voice and bearing, "A kitten, a nice, little, sleek, playful kitten that I can play with and teach and feed and feed and feed." I was not unprepared for this request, for I had noticed how his pets went on increasingly in size and vivacity, but I did not care that his pretty family of tame sparrows should be wiped out in the same manner as the flies and spiders. So I said I would see about it, and asked him if he would not rather have a cat than a kitten. His eagerness betrayed him as he answered, "Oh yes, I would like a cat." I only asked for a kitten lest you should refuse me a cat. No one would refuse a kitten, would they? I shook my head and said that at present I feared it would not be possible, but that I would see about it. His face fell, and I could see a warning of danger in it, for there was a sudden fierce, sidelong look which meant killing. The man is an undeveloped homicidal maniac. I shall test him with present craving and see how it will work out. Then I shall know more. 10 p.m. I have visited him again and found him sitting in a corner brooding. When I came in, he threw himself on his knees before me and implored me to let him have a cat, that his salvation depended upon it. I was firm, however, and told him that he could not have it, whereupon he went without a word and sat down, gnawing his fingers in the corner where I had found him. I shall see him in the morning, early. 20th of July. Visited Renfield very early, before an attendant went his rounds, found him up and humming a tune. He was spreading out his sugar, which he had saved, in the window, and was manifestingly beginning his fly-catching again, and beginning it cheerfully and with a good grace. This music is very creepy. It's very good. Hee hee. Okay. I looked around for his birds, and not seeing him, asked him where they were. He replied, without turning round, that they had all flown away. There were a few feathers about the room on his pillow, and on his pillow a drop of blood. I said nothing, but went and told the keeper to report to me if there was anything odd about him during the day. 11 a.m. The attendant has just been to see me and to say that Renfield has been very sick and has disgorged a whole lot of feathers. "My belief is, doctor," he said, "that he has eaten his birds, and that he just took and ate them raw." 11 p.m. I gave Renfield a strong opiate tonight, enough to make even him sleep, and took away his pocketbook to look at it. The thought that has been buzzing about my brain lately is complete, and the theory proved. My homicidal maniac is of a peculiar kind. I shall have to invent a new classification for him and call him a zoophagous, life-eating maniac. What he desires is to absorb as many lives as he can, and he has laid himself out to achieve it in a cumulative way. He gave many flies to one spider and many spiders to one bird. He then wanted a cat to eat the many birds. What would have been his later steps? It would almost be worthwhile to complete the experiment. It might be done if there were only sufficient cause. Men sneered at vivisection, and yet look at its results today. Why not advance science in its most difficult and vital aspect, the knowledge of the brain? Had I even the secret of one such mind? Did I hold the key to the fancy of even one lunatic? I might advance my own branch of science to a pitch compared with which Burton Sanderson's physiology or Ferrier's brain knowledge would be as nothing, if only there were sufficient cause. I must not think too much of this. Or I may be tempted. A good cause might turn the scale with me. For may not I too be of an exceptional brain, congenially? I'm gonna have to Google that one. That's on me. What does this mean, chat? Congenitally. Why don't we get the sound? Where's my little speaker box? Okay. Congenitally. For may not I too be of an exceptional brain congenitally? How well the man reasoned. Lunatics always do within their own scope. I wondered how many lives he values a man, or if at only one. He has closed the account most accurately, and today begun a new record. How many of us begin a new record with each day of our lives? To me it seems only yesterday my whole life ended with my new hope, and that truly I began a new record. So it shall be until the great recorder sums me up and closes my ledger account with a balance to profit or loss. Oh, Lucy, Lucy, I cannot be angry with you, nor can I be angry with my friend whose happiness is yours, but I must only wait on hopeless and work. Work. If I could have as strong a cause as my poor mad friend there, a good unselfish cause to make me work, that would be indeed happiness. Mina Murray's Journal, 26th of July. I am anxious, and it soothes me to express myself here. It is like whispering to oneself and listening at the same time. And there is also something about the shorthand symbols that makes it different from writing. I am unhappy about Lucy and about Jonathan. I had not heard from Jonathan for some time, and was very concerned, but yesterday dear Mr. Hawkins, who is always so kind, sent me a letter from him. I had written asking if he had heard, and he said the enclosed had just been received. It is only a line dated from Castle Dracula, and says that he is just starting for home. That is not like Jonathan. I do not understand it, and it makes me uneasy. Then, too, Lucy, although she is so well, has lately taken to her old habit of walking in her sleep. Her mother has spoken to me about it, and we've decided that I am to lock the door of our room every night. Mrs. Westenra has got an idea that sleepwalkers always go out on roofs of houses and along the edges of cliffs when they get suddenly wakened and fall over with a despairing cry that echoes all over the place. My poor dear, she is naturally anxious about Lucy, and she tells me that her husband, Lucy's father, had the same habit, that he would get up in the night and dress himself and go out, if he were not stopped. Lucy is to be married in the autumn, and she is already planning out her dresses and how her house is to be arranged. I sympathize with her, for I do the same, only Jonathan and I will start in life a very simple way, and shall have to try to make both ends meet. Mr. Homewood. He is the Honorable Arthur Homewood, only son of Lord Godalming, is coming up here very shortly, as soon as he can leave for town, for his father is not very well, and I think dear Lucy is counting the moments till he comes. She wants to take him up in the seat on the churchyard cliff and show him the beauty of Whitby. I dare say it is the waiting which disturbs her. She will be all right when he arrives. 27th of July. No news from Jonathan. I'm getting quite uneasy about him. Though why I should, I do not know, but I do wish that he would write, if it were only a single line. Lucy walks more than ever, and each night I am awakened by her moving about the room. Fortunately, the weather is so hot that she cannot get cold, but still, the anxiety and the perpetually being awakened is beginning to tell on me, and I am getting nervous and wakeful myself. Thank God, Lucy's health keeps up. Mr. Homewood has been suddenly called to ring to see his father, who has been taken seriously ill. Lucy frets at the postponement of seeing him, but it does not touch her looks. She is a trifle stouter, and her cheeks are a lovely rose pink. She has lost the anemic look which she had. I pray it will all last. 3rd of August. Another week gone by, and no news from Jonathan, not even to Mr. Hawkins, from whom I have heard. Oh, I do hope he is not ill. He surely would have written. I look at the last letter of his, but somehow it does not satisfy me. It does not read like him, and yet it is his writing. There is no mistake of that. Lucy has not walked much in her sleep the last week, but there is an odd concentration about her which I do not understand. Even in her sleep she seems to be watching me. She tries the door, and finding it locked, goes about the room searching for the key. 6th of August. Another 3 days and no news. The suspense is getting dreadful. If I only knew where to write or where to go to, I should feel easier. But no one has heard a word of Jonathan since the last letter. I must only pray to God for patience. Lucy is more excitable than ever, but is otherwise well. Last night was very threatening, and the fishermen say that we are in for a storm. I must try to watch it and learn the weather signs. Today is a gray day, and the sun as I write is hidden in thick clouds, high over Kettleness. Everything is gray except the green grass, which seems like emerald amongst it. Gray, earthy rock, gray clouds, tinged with the sunburst at the far edge, hang over the gray sea, into which the sandpoints stretch like gray figures. The sea is tumbling in over the shallows and the sandy flats with a roar, muffled in the sea mists drifting inland. The horizon is lost in a gray mist. All the vastness, the clouds are piled up like giant rocks, and there is a brool over the sea that sounds like some passage of doom. Dark figures are on the beach here and there, sometimes half shrouded in the mist, and seem men like trees walking. The fishing boats are racing for home, and rise and dip in the ground, swell as they sweep into the harbor, bending to the scuppers. Here comes old Mr. Swales. He is making straight for me, and I can see, by the way he lifts his hat, that he wants to talk. I have been quite touched by the change in the poor old man. When he sat down beside me, he said in a very gentle way, "I want to say something to you, miss." I could see he was not at ease, for I took his poor old wrinkled hand in mine, and asked him to speak fully. So he said, leaving his hand in mine, "I'm afraid, my dearie, that I must have shocked you by all the wicked things I've been saying about the dead, and
Oh, this is the old man. I'm not doing the voice. I'm afraid, my dearie, that I must have shocked you by all the wicked things I've been saying about the dead and such like for weeks past, but I didn't mean them, and I want you to remember that when I'm gone. We odd folks that be daft, and with 1 foot abaft the crook hole, don't altogether like to think of it, and we don't want to feel scarred of it, and that's why I've took to making light of it, so that I cheer up my own heart a bit. But Lord love you, miss, I ain't afraid of dying, not a bit, only I don't want to die if I can help it. My time must be nigh at hand now, for I be odd, and 100 years is too much for any man to expect. And I'm so nigh that the odd man is already whetting his scythe, Yet see, I can't get out of the habit of coughing about it all at once. The chaps will wag as they be used to. Some day soon the angel of death will sound his trumpet for me. But don't ye do all and greet, my dearie, for he saw that I was crying. If he should come to this very night, I'd not refuse to answer his call. For life be, after all, only a waiting for something else that what we're doing. And death be all that we can rightly depend on. But I'm content where it's coming to me, my dearie, and coming quick. It may be coming while we be looking and wondering. Maybe it's in that wind out over the sea that's bringing in the loss and the wreck and the sore distress and the sad hearts. Look, look, he cried suddenly. There's something in that wind and in the host beyond that sounds and looks and tastes and smells like death. It's in the air. I feel it coming. Lord, make me answer cheerful when my call comes.
He held up his arms devoutly and raised his hat. His mouth moved as though he were praying. After a few minutes' silence, he got up, shook hands with me, and blessed me, and said goodbye, and hobbled off. It all touched me and upset me very much. I was glad when the Coast Guard came along, with his spyglass under his arm. He stopped to talk with me, as he always does, but all the time kept looking at a strange ship. I can't make her out, he said. She's a Russian by the look of her, but she's knocking about in the queerest way. She doesn't know her mind a bit. She seems to see the storm coming, but can't decide whether to run up north in the open or to put in here. Look there again. She is steered mighty strangely, for she doesn't mind the hand on the wheel. Changes about with every puff of wind. We'll hear more of her before this time tomorrow. Chapter 7. Cutting from the Daily Graph, 8th of August. Pasted in Mina Murray's journal. From correspondent, Whitby. One of the greatest and sudden storms on record has just been experienced here, with results both strange and unique. The weather had been somewhat sultry, but not to any degree uncommon in the month of August. Saturday evening was as fine as we've ever known, and the great body of holiday-makers laid out yesterday for visits to Mulgrave Woods, Robin Hood's Bay, Rig Mill, Runswick, Staithes, and the various trips in the neighborhood of Whitby. The steamers Emma and Scarborough made trips up and down the coast, and there was an unusual amount of tripping both to and from Whitby. The day was unusually fine till the afternoon, when some of the gossips who frequent the East Cliff churchyard and from the commanding eminence watched the wide sweep of the sea visible to the north and east, called attention to a sudden show of mare's tails high in the sky to the northwest. The wind was then blowing from the southwest in the mild degree which in barometrical language is ranked number 2 light breeze. The Coast Guard on duty at once made report, and the old fisherman who for more than half a century has kept watch on weather signs from the East Cliff foretold in an emphatic manner the coming of a sudden storm. The approach of sunset was so very beautiful, so grand in its masses of splendidly colored clouds, that there was quite an assemblage on the walk along the cliff in the old churchyard to enjoy the beauty. Before the sun dipped below the black mass of Kettleness, standing boldly athwart the western sky, its downward gray was marked by the myriad clouds of every sunset color. Flame, purple, pink, green, violet, and all the tints of gold, with here and there masses, not large, but of seemingly absolute blackness, in all sorts of shapes, as well as outlined as colossal silhouettes. The experience was not lost on the painters, and doubtless some of the sketches of the prelude to the great storm will grace the R.A. and R.I. walls in May next. More than one captain made up his mind, then and there, that his cobble, or his mule, as they termed the different classes of boats, would remain in the harbor till the storm had passed. The wind fell away entirely during that evening, and at midnight there was a dead calm, a sultry heat, and that prevailing intensity which, on the approach of thunder, affects person of a sensitive nature. There were but a few lights in sight at sea, for even the coasting steamers, which usually hug the shore so closely, kept well to seaward, and but a few fishing boats were in sight. The only sail noticeable was a foreign schooner with all sails set, which was seemingly going westwards. The foolhardiness or ignorance of her officers was a prolific theme for comment whilst she remained in sight, and efforts were made to signal her to reduce sail in the face of her danger. Before the night shut down, she was seen with sails idly flapping as she gently rolled on the undulating swell of the sea. As idle as painted ship upon a painted ocean. Shortly before 10 o'clock, the stillness of the air grew quite oppressive, and the silence was so marked that the bleating of a ship inland or the barking of a dog in the town was distinctly heard, and the band on the pier, with its lively French air, was like a discord in the great harmony of nature's silence. A little after midnight came a strange sound from over the sea, and high overhead the air began to carry a strange, faint, hollow booming. Then, without warning, the tempest broke, with a rapidity which, at the time, seemed incredible, and even afterwards is impossible to realize. The whole aspect of nature at once became convulsed. The waves rose in growing fury, each overtopping its fellow, till in a very few minutes the lately glassy sea was like a roaring and devouring monster. White-crested waves beat madly on the level sands and rushed up the shelving cliffs. Others broke over the piers, and with their spume swept the lanthorns of the lighthouses which rise from the end of either pier of Whitby Harbor. The wind roared like thunder and blew with such force that it was the difficulty that even strong men kept their feet or clung with grim clasp to the iron stanchions. It was found necessary to clear the entire pier from the mass of onlookers, or else the fatalities of the night would have increased manifold. To add to the difficulties and dangers of the time, masses of sea fog came drifting inland, white, wet clouds which swept by in ghostly fashion, so dank and damp and cold that it needed but little effort of imagination to think that the spirits of those lost at sea were touching their living brethren with the clammy hands of death, and many a one shuddered as the wraiths of sea mist swept by. Wraiths of sea mist swept by. At times the mist cleared, and the sea for some distance could be seen in the glare of the lightning, which came thick and fast, followed by such peals of the thunder that the whole sky overhead seemed trembling under the shock of the footsteps of the storm. Some of the scenes thus revealed were of immeasurable grandeur and of absorbing interest. The sea, running mountains high, threw skywards with each wave mighty masses of white foam, which the tempest seemed to snatch at and whirl away into space. Here and there a fishing boat, with a rag of sail, running madly for shelter before the blast. Now and again the white wings of a storm-tossed seabird. On the summit of the east cliff the new searchlight was ready for experiment, but had not yet been tried. The officers in charge of it got into working order, and in the pauses of onrushing mist swept with it in the surface of the sea. Once or twice its service was most effective, and when a fishing boat, with gunwale under water, rushed into the harbor, able, by the guidance of the sheltering light, to avoid the danger of dashing against the piers. As each boat achieved the safety of the port, there was a shout of joy from the mass of people on the shore, a shout which for a moment seemed to cleave the gale and was then swept away in its rush. Before long, the searchlight discovered some distance away a schooner with all sails set, apparently the same vessel which had been noticed earlier in the evening. The wind had by this time backed to the east, and there was a shudder amongst the watchers on the cliff as they realized the terrible danger in which she now was. Between her and the port lay the great flat reef on which so many good ships have from time to time suffered. And with the wind blowing from its present quarter, it would be quite impossible that she should fetch the entrance of the harbor. It was now nearly the hour of high tide, but the waves were so great that in their troughs the shallows of the shore were almost visible, and the schooner, with all sails set, was rushing with such speed that, in the words of one old salt, "She must fetch up somewhere, if it was only in hell." Then came another rush of sea fog, greater than any hitherto, a mass of dank mist, which seemed to close on all things like a grey pall, and left available to men only the organ of hearing, for the roar of the tempest, and the crash of the thunder, and the booming of the mighty billows came through the damp oblivion even louder than before. The rays of the searchlight were kept fixed on the harbor mouth across the east pier, where the shock was expected, and the men waited breathless. The wind suddenly shifted to the northeast, and the remnant of the sea fog melted in the blast. And then, Mirabile Dictu, between the piers, leaping from wave to wave as it rushed at headlong speed, swept the strange schooner before the blast, with all sails set, and gained the safety of the harbor. The searchlight followed her, and a shudder ran through all who saw her, for lashed to the helm was a corpse, with a drooping head, which swung horribly to and fro at each motion of the ship. No other form could be seen on the deck at all. A great awe came on all as they realized that the ship, as if by a miracle, had found the harbor, unsteered save by the hand of a dead man. However, all took place more quickly than it takes to write these words. The schooner paused not, but rushing across the harbor, pitched herself on that accumulation of sand and gravel washed by many tides and many storms into the southeast corner of the pier jutting under the East Cliff, known locally as the Tate Hill Pier. There was, of course, a considerable concussion as the vessel drove up on the sand heap. Every spar, rope, and stay was strained, and some of the top hammer came crashing down. But, strangest of all, the very instant the shore was touched, an immense dog sprang up on deck from below, as if shot up by the concussion, and running forward, jumped from the bow on the sand. Bow of a ship, not bow of a ship. It's bow. Yeah. Making straight for the steep cliff, where the churchyard hangs over the laneway to the east pier, so steeply that some of the flat tombstones, thruffsteins or througstones, as they call them in Whitby vernacular, actually project over where the sustaining cliff has fallen away. It disappeared in the darkness, which seemed intensified just beyond the focus of the searchlight. It so happened that there was no one at the moment on the Tate Hill Pier, as all those whose houses are in close proximity were either in bed or were out on the heights above. Thus, the Coast Guard on duty on the eastern side of the harbor, who at once ran down to the little pier, was the first to climb aboard. The men working the searchlight, after scouring the entrance of the harbor without seeing anything, then turned the light on the derelict and kept it there. The Coast Guard ran aft, and when he came beside the wheel, bent over it to examine it, and recoiled at once, as though under some sudden emotion. This seemed to pique general curiosity, and quite a number of people began to run. It is a good way round from the west cliff by the drawbridge to Tate Hill Pier, but your correspondent is a fairly good runner, and came well ahead of the crowd. When I arrived, however, I found already assembled on the pier a crowd whom the Coast Guard and police refused to allow to come on board. By the courtesy of the chief boatman, I was, as your correspondent, permitted to climb on deck, and was one of a small group who saw the dead seaman whilst actually lashed to the wheel. It was no wonder that the Coast Guard was surprised or even awed, for not often can such a sight have been seen. The man was simply fastened by his hands, tied one over the other to a spoke over the wheel. Behind the inner hand in the wooden was a crucifix, the set of beads on which it was fastened being around both wrists and wheel, and all kept fast by the binding cords. The poor fellow may have been seated at one time, but the flapping and buffeting of the sails had worked through the rudder of the wheel and had dragged him to and fro, so that the cords with which he was tied had cut the flesh to the bone. Accurate note was made of the state of things, and Surgeon J.M. Caffin, of 33 East Elliot Place, who came immediately after me, declared after making examination that the man must have been dead for quite 2 days. In his pocket was a bottle carefully corked, empty save for a little roll of paper, which proved to be the addendum to the log. The Coast Guard said the man must have tied up in his own hands, fastening the knots with his teeth. That the Coast Guard was the first on board may have some complications later on in the Admiralty Court, for Coast Guards cannot claim the salvage, which is the right of the first civilian entering on a derelict. Already, however, the legal tongues are wagging, and the one young law student is loudly asserting that the rights of the owner are already completely sacrificed, his property being held in contravention of the statutes of mortmain, since the tiller, as embezzleship, if not proof of delegated possession, is held in a dead hand. It is needless to say that the dead steersman has been reverently removed from the place where he held his honorable watch and ward till death, a steadfastness as noble as that of young Casabianca, and placed in the mortuary to await inquest. Already the sudden storm is passing, and its fierceness is abating. Crowds are scattering backward, and the sky is beginning to redden over the Yorkshire wolds. I shall send, in time for your next issue, further details of the derelict ship which found her way so miraculously into harbor in the storm. 9th of August. The sequel to the strange arrival of the derelict in the storm last night is almost more startling than the thing itself. It turns out that the schooner is Russian from Varna and is called the Demeter. She is almost entirely in ballast of silver sand, with only a small amount of cargo, a number of great wooden boxes filled with mold. This cargo is consigned to a Whitby solicitor, Mr. S.F. Billington of 7, the Crescent, who this morning went aboard and took formal possession of the goods consigned to him. The Russian consul, too, acting for the charter party, took formal possession of the ship and paid all harbor dues, etc. Nothing is talked about here today except the strange coincidence. The officials of the Board of Trade have been most exacting in seeing that every compliance has been made with existing regulations. As the matter to be a 9 days wonder, they are evidently determined that there shall be no cause of other complaint. A good deal of interest was aboard concerning the dog which landed when the ship struck. The more than a few of the members of the SPCA, which is very strong in Whitby, have tried to befriend the animal. To the general disappointment, however, it was not to be found. It seems to have disappeared entirely from the town. It may be that it was frightened and made its way onto the moors, where it is still hiding in terror. There are some who look with dread on such a possibility, lest later on it should in itself become a danger, for it is evidently a fierce brute. Early this morning, a large dog, half-bred mastiff belonging to a coal merchant close to Tate Hill Pier, was found dead in the roadway opposite its master's yard. It had been fighting, and manifestly had had a savage opponent, for its throat was torn away and its belly was slit open as if with a savage claw. Oh, poor guy. He's just doing his job. Half-bred mastiff, bro. Huge. That's a big dog. Later, by the kindness of the Board of Trade Inspector, I have been permitted to look over the logbook of the Demeter, which was in order up to within 3 days, but contained nothing of special interest except as to facts of missing men. The greatest interest, however, is with regard to the paper found in the bottle, which was today produced at the inquest, and a more strange narrative than the two between them unfold. It has not been my lot to come across. As there is no motive for concealment, I am permitted to use them, and accordingly send you a transcript simply omitting technical details of seamanship and supercargo. It almost seems as though the captain had been seized with some kind of mania before he had got well into blue water, and that this had developed persistently throughout the voyage. Of course, my statement must be taken cum grano, since I am writing from the dictation of a clerk of the Russian consul, who kindly translated for me, time being short. Log of the Demeter, Varna to Whitby, written 18th of July. Things so strange happening that I shall keep accurate note henceforth till we land. On 6th July, we finished taking in cargo, silver sand and crew boxes of earth. At noon, set sail. East wind fresh. Crew 5 hands, 2 mates, cook, and myself, captain. On 11th July at dawn, entered Bosphorus, boarded by Turkish customs officers. Bakshish, all correct. Underway at 4 p.m. On 12th July, through Dardanelles, more customs officers and flagboat of guarding squadron, bakshish again. Work of officers through, but quick. Want us off soon, at dark passed into archipelago. 13th July, past Cape Matapan, crew dissatisfied about something, seemed scared but would not speak out. On 14th of July, was somewhat anxious about crew. Men all steady fellows, who sailed with me before. Mate could not make out what was wrong. They only told him there was something and crossed themselves. Mate lost temper with one of them that day and struck him. Expected fierce quarrel, but all was quiet. On 16th of July, Mate reported in the morning that one of the crew, Petrovsky, was missing. Could not account for it. Took larboard watch 8 bells last night, was relieved by Armanov, but did not go to bunk. Men more downcast than ever. All said they expected something of the kind, but would not say more than there was something aboard. Mate getting very impatient with them, feared some trouble ahead. On 17th July, yesterday, one of the men, Olgarin, came to my cabin and in an awestruck way confided to me that he thought there was a strange man aboard the ship. He said that in his watch he had been sheltering behind the deckhouse as there was a rainstorm, when he saw a tall, thin man who was not like any of the crew come up in the companionway and go along the deck forward and disappear. He followed cautiously, but when he got to bows, found no one, and the hatchways were all closed. He was in a panic of superstitious fear, and I am afraid the panic may spread. To allay it, I shall today search the entire ship carefully from stem to stern. Later in the day, I got together the whole crew and told them, as they evidently thought there was someone in the ship, we would search from stem to stern. First mate angry, said it was folly, and to yield to such foolish ideas would demoralize the men. Said he would engage to keep them out of trouble with the handspike. I let him take the helm, while the rest began a thorough search, all keeping abreast with lanterns. We left no corner unsearched. As there were only the big wooden boxes, there were no odd corners where a man could hide. Men much relieved when search over, and went back to work cheerfully. First mate scowled, but said nothing. 22nd of July. Rough weather last 3 days, and all hands busy with sails. No time to be frightened. Men seem to have forgotten their dread. Mate cheerful again, and all on good terms. Praised men for work in bad weather. Past Gibraltar and out through straits. All well. 24th of July. There seems to be doom over this ship. Already a hand short and entering the Bay of Biscay with wild weather ahead. And yet last night another man lost, disappeared, like the first, came off his watch and was not seen again. Men all in a panic of fear, sent around Robin, asking to have a double watch, as they fear to be alone. Mate angry, fear there will be some trouble, as either he or the men will do some violence. This would be a complete tonal shift, but what if we read this entire journal as the voice of Rocky from Project Hail Mary? Because that's kind of how it reads, as it's being translated very rapidly. 28th of July. 4 days in hell, knocking about in any sort of maelstrom, and the wind a tempest. No sleep for anyone. Men all worn out. Hardly know how to set a watch. Since no one fit to go on, second mate volunteered to steer and watch and let men snatch a few hours' sleep. Wind abating, seas still terrific, but feel them less, as ship is steadier. 29th of July, another tragedy. Had single watch tonight, as crew too tired to double. When morning watch came on deck, could find no one except steersman. Raised outcry, and all came on deck. Thorough search, but no one found. Are now without second mate, and crew in panic. Mate and I agreed to go armed henceforth and wait for any sign of cause. 30th of July. Last night, rejoiced we are nearing England. Weather fine, all sails set. Retired, worn out, slept soundly. Awakened by mate telling me that both man of watch and steersman missing. Only self and mate and 2 hands left to work ship. 1st of August. 2 days of fog and not a sail sighted. Had hoped when in the English Channel to be able to signal for help or get in somewhere. Not having power to work sails, have to run before wind. Dare not lower, as could not raise them again. We seem to be drifting to some terrible doom. Mate now more demoralized than either of men. His stronger nature seems to have worked inwardly against himself. Men are beyond fear, working stolidly and patiently, with minds made up to worst. They are Russian, he Romanian. 2nd of August, midnight, woke up from few minutes sleep by hearing a cry, seemingly outside my port. Could see nothing in fog. Rushed on deck and ran against mate. tells me he heard cry and ran, but no sign of man on watch. No one more gone. Lord help us. Mate says we must be past Straits of Dover. As in a moment of fog lifting, he saw a North Foreland, just as he heard the man cry out. If so, we are now off the North Sea, and only God can guide us in the fog, which seems to move us, and God seems to have deserted us. Oh, it is already very dark. Obviously. 3rd of August. At midnight I went to relieve the man at the wheel, and when I got to it, found no one there. The wind was steady, and, as we have ran before it, there was no yawing. I dared not to leave it, so shouted for the mate. After a few seconds he rushed up on deck and in his flannels. He looked wild-eyed and haggard, and I greatly fear his reason has given way. He came close to me and whispered hoarsely, with his mouth to my ear, as though fearing the very air might hear. It is here. I know it now. On the watch last night, I saw it. Like a man, tall and thin and ghastly pale. It was in the bows and looking out. I crept behind it and gave it my knife, but the knife went through it, empty as the air. And as he spoke, he took the knife and drove it savagely into space. Then he went on, but it is one here, and I'll find it. It is in the hold, perhaps in one of the boxes. I'll unscrew them one by one and see. You work the helm. And with a warning look and his finger on his lip, he went below. There was springing up a choppy wind, and I could not leave the helm. I saw him come out on deck with a tool chest and lantern and go down the forward hatchway. He is mad, stark, raving mad, and it's no use to my trying to stop him. He can't hurt those big boxes. They are invoiced as clay, and to pull them about is as harmless a thing as he can do. So here I stay and mind the helm and write these notes. I can only trust in God and wait till the fog clears. Then, if I can't steer to any harbor with the wind that is, I shall cut down the sails and lie by and signal for help. It is nearly all over now. Just as I was beginning to hope, the mate would come out calmer, for I heard him knocking away at something in the hold, and work is good for him. There came up the hatchway a sudden, startled scream, which made my blood run cold, and up on the deck he came as if shot from a gun, and a raging madman, with his eyes rolling and his face convulsed with fear. "Save me! Save me!" he cried, and then looked round on the blanket of fog. His horror turned to despair, and in a steady voice he said, "You had better come to, Captain, before it is too late. He is there. And then, I know the secret now. The sea will save me from him, and it is all that is left." Before I could say a word or move forward to seize him, he sprang on the bulwark and deliberately threw himself into the sea. I suppose I know the secret too now. It was this madman who had got rid of the men one by one, and now he has followed them himself. God help me. How am I to account for all these horrors when I get to port? When I get to port? Will that ever be? 4th of August. Still fog, which the sunrise cannot pierce. I know there is sunrise because I am a sailor. Why else I know not. I dared not go below. I dared not leave the helm. So here all night I stayed. In the dimness of night I sought him. God forgive me, but the mate was right to jump overboard. It was better to die like a man, to die like a sailor in the blue water. No man can object. But I am captain, and I must not leave my ship. But I shall baffle this fiend or monster, for I shall tie my hands to the wheel when my strength begins to fail. And along with them I shall tie that which it, dare not touch. And then, come good wind or foul, I shall save my soul, and my honor as a captain. I am growing weaker, and the night is coming on. If he can look me in the face again, I may not have time to act. If we are wrecked, mayhap this bottle may be found, and those who find it may understand. If not, well,
then all men shall know that I have been true to my trust. God and the Blessed Virgin and the saints help a poor ignorant soul trying to do his duty."
Of course, the verdict was an open one. There is no evidence to adduce, and whether or not the man himself committed the murders, there is now none to say. The folk here hold almost universally that the captain is simply a hero, and he is to be given a public funeral. Already it is arranged that his body is to be taken with a train of boats up the Esk for a piece, and then brought back to Tate Hill Pier and up the Abbey steps, for he is to be buried in the churchyard of the cliff. The owners of more than 100 boats have already given in their names as wishing to follow him to the grave. No trace has ever been found of the great dog, at which there is much mourning for. With public opinion in its present state, he would, I believe, be adopted by the town. Tomorrow will see the funeral, and so will end this one more mystery of the sea. Mina Murray's Journal, 8th of August. Lucy was very restless all night, and I too could not sleep. The storm was fearful, and it has boomed loudly among the chimney pots. It made me shudder when a sharp puff came. When a sharp puff came, it seemed to be like a distant gun. Strangely enough, Lucy did not wake, but she got up twice and dressed herself. Fortunately, each time I awoke in time and managed to undress her without waking her, and got her back to bed. It is a very strange thing, this sleepwalking, for as soon as her will is thwarted in any physical way, her intention, if there be any, disappears, and she yields herself almost exactly to the routine of her life. Early in the morning, we both got up and went down to the harbor to see if anything had happened in the night. There were very few people about, and though the sun was bright and the air clear and fresh, the big, grim-looking waves that seemed dark themselves because of the foam that topped them was like snow, forced themselves in through the mouth of the harbor, like a bullying man going through a crowd. Somehow I felt glad that Jonathan was not on the sea last night, but on land. But oh, is he on land or sea? Where is he, and how? I'm getting fearfully anxious about him. If I only knew what to do, and could do anything. 10th of August. The funeral of the poor sea captain was today most touching. Every boat in the harbor seemed to be there, and the coffin was carried by captains all the way from Tate Hill Pier up to the churchyard. Lucy came with me and went early to our old seat, whilst the cortege of boats went up to the river to the viaduct, and came down again. We had a lovely view and saw the procession nearly all the way. The poor fellow was laid to rest near our seat so that we stood upon it. And when the time came and saw everything. Poor Lucy seemed much upset. She was restless and uneasy all the time, and I cannot but think her dreaming at night is telling on her. She is quite odd in one thing. She will not admit to me that there is any cause for restlessness, or if there be, she does not understand it herself. There is an additional cause in that poor Mr. Swalls was found dead this morning on our seat, his neck being broken. He had evidently, as the doctor said, fallen back in the seat in some sort of fright, for there was a look of fear and horror in his face that the men said made them shudder. Poor dear old man! Lucy is so sweet and sensitive that she feels influences more acutely than other people do. Just now she was quite upset by a little thing which I did not much heed, though I am myself very fond of animals. One of the men who came up here to look for the boats was followed by his dog. The dog is always with him. They are both quiet persons, and I never saw the man angry, nor heard the dog bark. During the service, the dog would not come to its master, who was on the seat with us, but kept a few yards off, barking and howling. Its master spoke to it gently, and then harshly, and then angrily. But it would neither come nor cease to make a noise. It was in a fury, with its eyes savage, and all its hair bristling out like a cat's tail when puss is on the warpath. Puss. Finally, the man too got angry, and jumped down and kicked the dog, and then took it by the scruff of the neck and half dragged and half threw it on the tombstone in which the seat is fixed. The moment it touched the stone, the poor thing began to tremble. It did not try to get away, but crouched down, quivering and cowering, and was in such a pitiable state of terror that I tried, though without effect, to comfort it. Lucy was full of pity too, but she did not attempt to touch the dog, but looked at it in an agonized sort of way. I greatly fear that she is of too supersensitive a nature to go through the world without trouble. She will be dreaming of this tonight, I am sure. The whole agglomeration of things, the ship steered into port by a dead man, his attitude tied to the wheel with a crucifix and beads, the touching funeral, the dog, now furious and now in terror, will all afford material for her dreams. I think it will be best for her to go to bed tired out physically, so I shall take her for a long walk by the cliffs to Robin Hood's Bay and back. She ought not to have much inclination for sleepwalking then. Chapter 8. Same day, Mina Murray's journal. Same day, 11 o'clock p.m. Oh, but I am tired. If it were not that I had made my diary a duty, I should not open it tonight. We had a lovely walk. Lucy, after a while, was in gay spirits, owing, I think, to some dear cows who came nosing towards us in a field close to the lighthouse and frightened the wits out of us. I believe we forgot everything, except, of course, personal fear, and it seemed to wipe the slate clean and give us a fresh start. We had a capital severe tea at Robin Hood's Bay in a sweet little old-fashioned inn, with a bow window right over a seaweed-covered rocks of the strand. I believe we should have shocked the new woman with our appetites. Men are more tolerant, bless them. Then we walked home with some, or rather many, stoppages to rest, and with our hearts full of constant dread of wild bulls. Lucy was really tired, and we intended to creep off to bed as soon as we could. The young curate came in, however, and Mrs. Westenra asked him to stay for supper. Lucy and I both had a fight for it with the dusty miller. I know it was a hard fight on my part, and I am quite heroic. I think that someday the bishops must get together to see about breeding up a new class of curates who don't take supper, no matter how hard they may be pressed to, and who will know when girls are tired. Lucy is asleep and breathing softly. She has more color in her cheeks than usual, and looks oh so sweet. If Mr. Homewood fell in love with her seeing her only in the drawing room, I wonder what he would say if he saw her now. Some of the new women writers will someday start an idea that men and women should be allowed to see each other sleep before proposing or accepting, but I suppose the new woman won't condescend in future to accept. She will do the proposing herself, and a nice job she will make of it, too. There's some consolation in that. I am so happy tonight because dear Lucy seems better. I really believe that she has turned a corner, and that we are over her troubles with dreaming. I should be quite happy if I only knew of Jonathan. God bless him and keep him. 11th of August. Diary again. No sleep now, so I may as well write. I am too agitated to sleep. We have had such an adventure, such an agonizing experience. I fell asleep as soon as I had closed my diary. Suddenly, I became broad awake and sat up with a horrible sense of fear upon me, and of some feeling of emptiness around me. The room was dark, so I could not see Lucy's bed. I stole across and felt for her. The bed was empty. I lit a match and found that she was not in the room. The door was shut, but not locked as I had left it. I feared to wake her mother, who has been more than usually ill lately, so threw on some clothes and got ready to look for her. As I was leaving the room, it struck me that the clothes she wore might give me some clue as to her dreaming intention. Dressing gown would mean house. Dressing gown would mean house. Dress outside. Dressing gown and dress were both in their places. Thank God, I said to myself. She cannot be far, as she is only in her nightdress. I ran downstairs and looked in the waiting room. Not there. Then I looked in all the other rooms of the house with an ever-growing fear chilling in my heart. Finally, I came to the hall door and found it open. It was not wide open, but the catch of the lock had not caught. The people of the house are careful to lock the door every night, so I feared that Lucy must have gone out as she was. There was no time to think of what might happen. A vague, overmastering fear obscured all details. I took a big, heavy shawl and ran out. The clock was striking 1 as I was in the crescent, and there was not a soul in sight. I ran along the north terrace, but could see no sign of the white figure which I expected. At the edge of the west cliff above the pier, I looked across the harbor to the east cliff, in the hope or fear, I don't know of which, of seeing Lucy in our favorite seat. There was a bright full moon, with heavy black drifting clouds, which threw the whole scene into a fleeting diorama of light and shade as they sailed across. For a moment or two I could see nothing, as the shadow of a cloud obscured St. Mary's Church and all around it. Then, as the cloud passed, I could see the ruins of the abbey coming into view, and as the edge of the narrow band of light, as sharp as a sword cut, moved along, the church and churchyard became gradually visible. Whatever my expectation was, it was not disappointed, for there, on our favorite seat, the silver light of the moon struck a half-reclining figure, snowy white. And that's where we have to leave it, guys. That's where the book must be left for right now. But we will be back with 343, A Guilty Spark. But we will take a short break so that everyone can stretch their legs, refresh themselves with a nice cool beverage on this warm evening. And we will be back with some Campaign Evolved. And I will get rid of this spooky music for you all and replace it with only good vibes, or good chill vibes for the break. But thank you so much for being here and listening. That is 2 hours, almost 2 hours of book there, and that was just shy of 40 pages, because these are just chunky pages. I don't know what to tell you. I've been getting lucky, and there's 353 of them. So we better keep our deaths low, is what I'm thinking. But yeah, I'll see you in a good 10 minutes or so, guys. Please don't go anywhere. We will be back soon. And thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in a minute.
And we're back. Almost muted myself. Oh, but no, we're not. Because that would be very useful in providing some atmosphere. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm so ready. I'm ready for the flood. Got my page counter for myself.
The last transmission from the captain's dropship was from this area. That was over 12 hours ago. When you locate Captain Keyes, radio in, and I'll come pick you up.
Okay. Well enough alone. I think I'm good. I like the assault rifle. Oof. These fucking needles are brutal. Ooh, how did these ships crash? Okey-doke. Oh, why are they running away? Oh my god. They're not running away. I'm giving myself and perhaps the unmentionable. The parasite. Oh my god, where are you? Night vision? No, I have a flashlight. Okay, getting really used to the sound of my shield being down. It's all good. Okay. Oh, bro, where are you? There you go. Oh. There we go.
Oh, there!
Where? What in the fuck? Oh, so close. So close. Okay. Nice. I remember the big log. The big log we doth trod. Ho 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 ho. Yes, this very much feels like a swamp. Oh dear. Goodness me. What'd you call me? I am Sierra 117. Okay. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Fucking jackals. Oh, mother. That was a good one. That was a good one. They got me with that. They got me with that.
Sorry about my water drinking sounds. Oh goodness, already shooting at me. Oh, is it way back here? Oh, that's fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, tight. I guess the Magnum is the way to go. Like, it is dark and I do waste less time and ammo. Oh, I'm fucking dead. Motherfucker. Needles follow me no matter what. How were none of those hitting them? There we go. Oh, what up? What up? There's something trapped here. You guys see this on my motion detector. Or it's gone. Okay. Nope. Okay, it's there. The fuck? It's there? Yeah, it's there. I don't see it. Okay, well, moving on. That's probably why I didn't get a checkpoint or anything. Oh well. Oh, wow. I'm garbage. I don't deserve to be Sierra 117. Get away from me. God fucking damn it. Still just locate Captain Keys. Sure, yes, easier said than done. Remember the part before this being longer. Ooh, yeah, get the fuck out of there. The joke is you're nothing. Checkpoint. There you go. Had to lock in. Oh, we are very quiet. We are focused. We are matching the mood. The mood of the swamp, perhaps. Yes. Ah, another checkpoint. Valuable. I will take that. Sustenance. Huh. Is it wet? Why did I just hear splorching? I just heard a sound that could only be described as splorchy. Ancient forerunner structure built into the surface of the ring. Deep underground. Hi, boys! You're not supposed to be here. Actually, I forget if you guys are actually there or not. This actually feels very familiar. But then, like, where were the Marines that were literally just shooting at the ones up there? They already came down here and got further in, and then these guys showed up? Where did these guys come from? Bro. There's just so many of them. Okay, I've got full assault rifle. What am I doing here? Oh my god. Yeah, I see this place looks pretty cool. A little bit of purple. Yeah, this looks alright. This looks more like a research facility, actually. Oh my god. Let's go. Maybe I will take a needler. It's not worth anything against the jackals. Assault rifle would be at least decent against the jackals. So I gotta think about Magnum. Gotta think about that ammo. I do like these doors. Oh, motherfuckers. Let's go. Oh, oh, where you at? Oh, oh. There you go. Those shields really are tougher. I remember them being less tough, but maybe that's just like Halo 3. Remember Halo 3, those things like you shoot them enough, they just go away. The dumb little shields. Or even punch them. You punch them, they go away. Sometimes you punch through them and they fucking die. Oh yes, I do remember this part. Oh god, what's that stuff? Oh dear, what is that stuff? This is creepy. Oh, here we go. I heard there was something different done about the crazy guy that we run into in a minute. Oh, I can actually go into these guys and pilfer their stuff. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Oh my. Oh god. Yeah, needler ammo. Very cool. Oh, here he is. Hey, guy.
Stay back! Stay back! You're not turning me into one of those things!
Oh, here he is. Oh, that's so cool.
I'll blow your brains out! Get away from me!
Asshole.
Don't touch me, you freaks! I won't be like you. I'll die first! They won't get me! Find your own hiding place. The monsters are everywhere! Play dead. That's what I did. Play dead. They took the live ones. Oh god, I can still hear them. Monsters! Ah! 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 Just leave me alone!
Did they?
Sarge, Mendoza, Vicente. Oh god, the things took them away, 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 they went away. They're gone! Get it? Gone!
He's still
Oh,
trying
God.
to shoot me.
Oh God, I don't want to be like you, please. Please, no. Please, no.
I wonder if they re-recorded this, or if this is because this sounds. Nah, I'm pretty sure it sounds like the original. They just beefed it up. That's great. I might leave him be. I think I like him too much. The new him. I don't know. Is it crueler to put him out of his misery? Vote now on your phones. The Charlie Problem in Halo. Ah, here we are. Okay, very nice. Ah, something broke through this door. Something unseemly. Oh my. Oh, what's over here? Secrets? Oh, window? Oh, see, this looks like a little observation platform. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Well, ammo. Thank you, soldier. Oh, here we go. This is where the body is gonna fall out. Oh my god. Spooky. Spooky. Oh my god, we can hear them. Oh. Is this the reveal? Come on, Jenkins. Show us what you got.
Why do we always have to listen to this old stuff, Sarge?
Watch your mouth, son. This stuff is your history. It should remind you, Grunts, what we're fighting to protect.
Hey, if the Covenant want to wipe out this particular part of my history, that's fine by me.
Ha.
Better it than us.
You ask real nice next time you see him, Vicente. I'm sure they'll be happy to oblige.
LZ looks clear. I'm bringing us down.
Go, go, go!
Solid, solid.
Stay close, Jenkins. Mendoza, move it up. Okay, let's move. Wait here for the captain and his squad. Then get your ass inside.
Okay, let's wait forever to walk forward. Good.
Sir! Right, let's get this door open.
I'll try, sir. But it looks like these Covenant worked pretty hard to lock it down.
Just do it, Moraine.
Yes, sir. You better have a look at this, Sarge.
What you got?
Covenant. Lots of them. Except they're all dead.
Show me.
Which is weird, right? I mean, look at it. Something scrambled the insides.
What's that? Plasma scoring?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was an accident, you know, friendly fire or something?
What do we have, Sergeant? Looks
Jenkins
like a
really doesn't
Covenant
like
patrol.
saying much, but does move
Badass
around a
elite
lot.
units. All KIA. Real pretty. Friend of yours?
Nah, we just met. I
Quick with
got
it.
a bad feeling about this.
Boy, you always got a bad feeling about something. What the?
Captain, Sarge, can you hear me?
What's going on, soldier?
You got contact! Lots of them! But they're not coming! We're just staring through them! What the? Oh, no!
Corporal, do you copy? Over.
Oh.
Mendoza?
Dear.
Get your ass back up to second squad's position.
What about a
and find out what
whole
the hell is
movie
going on.
that's this? What about a whole
But I don't
found
have time for
footage
your lip,
flood
soldier. I gave
movie?
you an order.
But Sarge, listen.
Oh, you can hear him.
What is that? Where's that coming from, Mendoza?
Everywhere. I don't... Above you! There! Get out!
Let him have it!
Oh shit.
Hold still! Hold still!
God damn
Oh
it,
my god, they're
Jenkins. Fire the
huge.
weapon.
They've always
Sergeant,
been
we're
huge, but it's like I always think of them as tiny.
We're too
Oh
many,
god,
Sarge.
they're massive.
Don't even think about it, Marine.
Oh, this is local!
Get back here, Marine. That's an order.
Oh shit. That's messed up.
Jenkins, behind you.
Oh shit. Dang. Aliens, Colonial Marines gameplay? Nah. Quite close. Quite close. There's a little indie game called Halo. Yeah, it stars this guy named John Chief. And we're about to... Oh, there. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Hey, boys. Oh, just like old times. Here it is. Hello. Oh, you little bastards. Oh, man. I do hate how aggressive you are. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. You just gotta train them. Those Marines just didn't know what they were doing. Oh yeah, you think you've heard of it before. Cool, cool, cool. Tight, tight, tight. It's pretty big. It's got these guys, they all want to be my best friends, but they're all being too aggressive. Oh my god. Hey, boys. How does the Magnum treat you? Oh, not very well at all. You guys are already shielded? Oh, that's messed up. That's messed up. Oh boy, that's messed up. No, I know that's messed up. Oh, and I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah, shoot your friends with a happy gun. Yeah, it's easy. Oh my goodness. That's horrific. Oh my goodness! Okay, already checkpoint. Okay. No, I'm not mad at that. Tight. Okay. Don't have to wait through all that, all the doors opening, all the hairs, Johnny. Oh yeah, see that one's dead immediately. That's sick. I guess I should have saved my grenades. I think I learned that last time. Oh my goodness. Oh, the pillars. Ho, 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 ho. I'm dead. Yeah. Oh, the happy grenade. Did not save my life there. Man, shield flood on the first fucking introduction of them. That's brutal. That is unfriendly and unkind. Devious of the developer. Oh. Oh my goodness. So many. Oh, and I'm dead. No, I'm not. Oh, yes I am. My wires. Whoop, not 88. Oh, no, 88 and not 100. 889. That's not happening. Oh, what's going on, Softa? Thank you for being here. Dropping in on the stream. You gaming anything lately? How's your week going? Your night going? Okay. Destroy Indian doll would be a nuisance. Oh my goodness. Especially if you can help not backing into a fucking wall. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It's time for run. It is time for run and no look. On the final stretch for the audio tomorrow, it should be completely done. Oh! Let's go. And then it's exporting everything. Oh yeah, that'll take 5 years. And then it'll crash and you'll have to do it again. We'll see it in about 10. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but hey. Okay, got that guy. Okay. Okay, we're good. Oh man, did I get trapped. Knock on wood right now. No, I won't. You do that. You do that in your own time, sir. And there's page 90. Okay. Thank you, Flood. Ah! I just gotta unload. You just gotta unload on these guys, you know? You let those guys take a bite out of you, because they die every time they do. Bro, where do you come from? You are too clever. What is your name? It's going on the board. Oh, little guy. God. And these aren't even the ones that have guns. I'm fucked. The library. I'm screwed. Oh, Lord. Run. Maybe that'll help. Okay. I can book it. Done for. I wonder if the SMG is any good. Hold on. You know what? I guess that actually is kind of You know what? We might be using that for a minute. Might be using that in the Magnum. And I might have regretted not using that. Ooh. Didn't game at all really other than... Phasmo the other day. Oh, right. Yeah. You playing Phasmo with the gang? With the crew? The posse? The squad? The I don't got friends, I got family? Oh my god. It was a nice break from the editing. Hell yeah, bro. God bless your drive. I can't wait to finish this, or I can't wait to watch this video. Oh man. Get me out of here. Actually, I'd watch. Oh, they took him out. Okay, bye. Checkpoint. Later, guys. Hey, big guy. Oh boy. Okay, so maybe it takes the same amount of bullets to kill any of them. Oh, where did you come from, big guy? I don't even have to go down there. You can't make me.
Hey, you. I see one.
They don't. Oh dear. Oh boy. This isn't smart. Oh, let's just keep going. Oh, I'm almost out of it. Oh, shit. Okay. Well. Carrying on. Oh, come on. There are monsters after me, haven't you heard? Oh shit, did something just fall and I missed it? Oh dear. Hello? Oh, I fell. Do I go down with it? I can't remember, dude. How do I not remember this level? Hidden loading screen moment. Yeah, truly. No. I'm not supposed to go down there. Okay, I'm heading back. For real, I was just like, where the hell is Cortana? Why am I not hearing from her? Just realized, right, she's back at the control. Oh, and there. Jesus. Fuck. Okay. Alright, I guess the squiddly bits. Anything's better than nothing. Plasma pistol actually kind of fucks in this game. Oh, and with it... Oh, okay. That didn't work. Oh, was this your man? Ah, well. He Still looks whole to me. Oh! Now that's interesting. Okay. Ah ha ha ha. But you know, I don't. Okay, I want to hang on to this for a second. I want to see. I want to see what just happened there. Whoa. This is definitely giving me cancer. I was gonna say this is definitely giving the Master Chief cancer, but just like this is definitely translating through canon across the medium of my super awesome, super strong PC and setup. Kerplow, okay. Okay. That's 3 for 3. Experiment is working wonderfully. Hello, sir. Goodbye. Hello, guys. I suppose it doesn't work as well for you. Oh, shit. I don't have anything automatic. Well. Semi-automatic. Better than nothing. And there goes. Oh, homeboys. Oh, come on. You always have plasma pistols. Ah. Oh. Breaks my immersion developers. It breaks my immersion that I would lose because the Master Chief is not supposed to lose. Ever heard of him? His name means like boss. He's literally double in charge. He's freaking got this. Oh boy. Just wasted 2 valuable bullets there. Oh! Little plasma pistol you shouldn't have. And here they have weapons. Why are they smarter down here? Oh! Oh, I think one of them has a sniper. Well, that's no fun. 91. Ever heard of plot armor? I'm not supposed to die. Yeah, truly. God. Literally unplayable. Give me this. Oh, motherfucker. Actually, yeah, give me that. Oh shit. Oh my god. No! Oh my god. No, come on. Oh, come on. Ooh. Safe. Get fucked, all of you. Oh my god. God. Didgeridoo, dang it. Oh my goodness. Someone find me a plasma pistol. There we are. This might just do. Oh my god! Look at that! Oh my goodness! Oh my god, it's Aisha Tyler! Oh no, boys, you shouldn't. Okay, Human Flood don't seem to mind the plasma pistol so much. Covenant Flood. fucking vaporized by it. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Oh yeah, and there it goes. Only downside, really. But, like, pretty freaking sweet otherwise. Was that so in the last game? I never dared think of using the plasma pistol against the Flood in Combat Evolved. Oh boy, those poor soldiers. Thank you, sir. What? Oh my god. Bro, I know the freaking assault rifle's dope. You don't have to keep reminding me. Dang. Yeah, okay, so it really seems to be just the Covenant infected have an issue with oh hey guys. Oh my goodness. Where you at? Okay. Checkpoint done. Ooh. Very good. Very good, very creepy. Very much Halo 3. Yeah. Hey guys. What? Okay. Some crazy noises y'all are making. Love it. Love the commitment, love the design. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. You guys. No. Oh. Morning, Jay. That's wild. Just point blank range, just gone. Nice, okay. Oh, but they're gonna get him. What? What? Let's go. Okay, nice. Nice indeed. Oh, could I run back and pick up a plasma pistol? Probably not. I didn't see another one around. Eh, better than nothing. Honestly, SMG would be pretty sweet. Actually, let's see if this helps us out. But why? Oh, where's the ammo? But we need ammo. How do I know the enemies? How do I know the enemy's not just forcing you to open the door? If we were being held by enemies and knew the password, I would just tell them the password and they would tell it to you. Well, no, I'm definitely not going to open the door. Oh, let's go. Good throw. Oh, what do you know?
Oof. Yeah, but get your body out of here. Oof. Pustule. Ruining pustule. Horrific by design. Okay, shotgun's pretty good. Pretty good. Wish I could find some freaking ammo. Oh dear. Oh dear. I can't. Whoa. Okay. Oh, hey, guy. Nice. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Had a grenade. Okay. Guess I'll eventually find a way out. Oh my goodness, and the spores. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh no! Mush. Fucking needler. God freaking dang it. Oh no, they got me. Oof. Yeah, they swarmed me. That shit's annoying. And also horrifying. Equal parts annoying and horrifying, actually. Oh my god, I just can't stop killing that guy in one hit. Alright, this might be useful, actually. Yeah, and then eviscerate the bodies. Destroy the evidence. God, took out little needle boy. Okay, plasma rifle kinda goated for this. Kinda the ideal, kinda fucking awesome. Fucking cool, fucking chill, fucking rad. Wanna pick up the other one. Come hither, brethren. Get out of here. Grab this other one. Where is it? Kith, fetch me the other plasma rifle. Be quick about it, would you? I don't want to end up like one of these freakazoids. Yep, get out of here. Eviscerated body. Oh my goodness. Different one. Swap-a-roni. Oh man. Why'd I try that? And so he lay there. Master Chief, or as he was well known, Boss. Oh, come on. This is the checkpoint, really? Fuck's sake. Oh shit. No checkpoint there, huh? Oh, Lord. I like that noise. Where are we going? Where's the ramp? And... there we go. Oh, guys, that was horrifying. Oh my god. Free game on Steam temporarily. Deponia. What kind of game is it? Give me the log line. Or don't. You just tell me what the game is. No idea. Adventure? Oh, interesting. I'd be down. I did download on my PS5 Dying Light 2. I've never played any of the Dying Light games, but I might be down. I've heard things, not really, but they look cool. Parkour, Mirror's Edge meets Zombie Apocalypse. What sounds awesome. Oh no, PlayStation. Oh god, are you waging a war? Are you fighting the console war in 2026? Yeah. So I guess you haven't played it. I don't know. I got all the DLC and stuff too, which is nice and all that, but I don't know how much I'll play it. Might though. Oh my god. If I just used some camo here. Wow, you guys are... Open up, open up, open up. I guess they can smell me. Or just like, you know... Oh my god, hive mind me. Only against Sony because digital download and yeah, you know, true, but you know, I already bought the fucking PS5, so I am now the guy. I am the sucker who bought the disc, who bought the disc drive version of the PS5, and now I own 2 discs for the fucking thing. Same here, yeah. We are the suckers. We are the fools who did not see the writing on the wall. But oh well, I can play my PS4 games on it. That's fun. Okay, at least got another fucking checkpoint. Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, you know what? That was an accident, but we're gonna rock. We're gonna rock with it. Ha. You own 4 PS5s that he didn't sell when he finished the game. Yeah. As in, you had others that you did sell once you did finish the game? Because I will admit, for a guy who did buy the disc version of the PS5, I did digital download a lot of games. What is thumping around? Oh, you, big guy. There you go. Where am I going? I'm going this way. Later, Marines. Oh my god! Oh. Oh dear. I am trapped within these walls. Ugh. Yeah, you own disc for Saints Row, Suicide Squad. Man, you played the Suicide Squad game. COD, Cold War. Some more you don't remember right now. Wow. Well, respect. You got all those on PS5. Holy. These rooms are tough. Flood are tough. Oh, they still do that circle thing. Well, maybe there's needler ammo. Come on, needler users, don't fail me. Now, actually, this sounds good for right now. Oh, F off. Little beans. You are of no consequence to me. Oh, how do we get up? It's over there. Oh my goodness, it's up here. Oh my god. There we go. And just get rid of those. Oh, I guess those are set pieces. Those aren't going to do anything. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Here we go. Low, 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 low. Goodbye. And goodbye. Okay, we'll take this. Oh, finally some ammo for it. Let's go. Okay, and we're moving. Hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Let's go. I love the fire rate of this thing. Oh, get out of here. I'm the boss. Wow. Thank goodness for all the ammo. Holy. Buddy. You wait your turn like everybody else. Flutter degenerates out here getting blasted on a Thursday night. Oh my god. Dude. Enough with the sneaking up behind me and such. Bro. Good lord. Oof. Shotgun has 5 shots left. Let's make them count. Well, I guess I aggroed all of them into the entrance. Oh, hey, buddy. 2. 3. 4. You at 5, motherfucker. And I'll take your gun, please and thank you. Oh, please, up we go. Back to the surface. You did play the Suicide Squad. You played it again on Steam too. Oh, nice.
Is that you? I lost your signal when you disappeared inside the structure. What's going on down there? I'm tracking movement all over the place.
343 Guilty Spark. Oh my god, that's the name of the level. Boys!
Thank God you're here. We've been lost out here for hours. After we lost contact with the rest of the mission, we headed for the RV point, and then these things, they ambushed us. We got to get out of here.
There's a large tower 200 meters from your current position. Find a way above the fog and foliage canopy, and I can move in and pick you up.
50 shells? And this thing's like an automatic shotgun. Alright.
Hey.
You watch it. I'm the freaking Master Chief. I am the freaking man. Oh my god!
We should cover fire. I'm hit. I'm not gonna die like that.
Safety's on.
Ow.
Oh, let's go. Oh man. Let's move, troops. Let's move, Marines. You beat the game. I got all the achievements twice. You platinumed the game twice. 100%ed it. You 200%ed it. Bro, do you have a pocket dimension where time doesn't exist? Oh, fuck, right. Shotgun. Oh boy, they do not like that. Okay. Sentinels. Oh no, they'll help us. Oh no. No, tree, please, you're supposed to be our friends. No. Oh my god. I should probably look where I'm going. Oh, hey guy.
Eat it!
I need some backup. Now make sure it's dead.
Friendly fire! Friendly fire!
Oh my goodness. Checkpoint done. Platinum on PS5, 100% on Steam. Yeah, crazy. Is it a good game? Like, is it fun? I'll start streaming my achievement hunting stuff from now on, at least. Once the video is uploaded. Oh my god. Oh shit. Just like that, I'm out of assault rifle ammo. Oh hey, an SMG. shit. Ah, shit.
That's fireworks.
Thank you. Oh, wonderful. Oh, man. I think he was the last. Oh, my goodness. You guys are everywhere. Oh, man, they really don't like me. Yeah, dude, definitely start, you know, do some achievement hunting stuff. Because then no one can say that you faked it. It's really the only way to do it.
Keep it up!
You know.
Yes, these guys that snuck up on us. These are the problem. Little punk. You little punk. Ah, damn it. Oh, you're having way too much fun for a Marine who's about to die. Oh, hey, achievement. Look at that. Disarmed. Dismember 100 flood parts. That's awesome. Speaking of achievement hunting. Nice. I can square that one away. Okay. Shotgun ammo. Thank you very much for that, sir. Dude, the shotgun's too fun. Ah, don't get back up, please. Oh, man. Oh, man. Enjoyed playing at least 99% of the time. The worst part was leveling everyone to max, then hitting the squad level 50. But since I got a method when I was on PS5, it was easier on Steam. Huh. Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, I am having an easier time on this after playing Combat Evolved, and I don't know if that's just because it's a little bit easier than Combat Evolved, or if I'm just better. If I have in fact evolved with the combat. Oh my god, he really got all those shots off on me. Holy. Boom. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh shit. Oh, dude. There's like no cover too. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh. Tell me that's enough. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. There's only a few left. Aside from the 4 physical games, I'm actually keeping Oh, PS5 literally just became the thing I test some games on, see if I want them on Steam. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess on Steam you got more like access. You can do more stuff aside from the 4 physical games that you want to keep. Fair enough. That does make sense. Oh god. Oh god, there's so many. Oh, but there's so many. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh, what happened? Oh, 99, there it is. Alright, come on now.
Get tough, sons of bitches.
I gotta at least pick something else up. I can't just keep going with shotgun all day. Okay, but these guys don't have anything. Oh yeah. SMG, where the fuck were you? Hello? Okay. Fine, fair. Jesus. Oh, he's gone. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, yeah, I took all their ammo. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alan Wake Remaster, Astrobot, D&D Dark Alliance, cause delisted now. Oh, shit. And a Japanese exclusive Dokes. Like from Dexter. Damn, it is 10:30. Come on, Guilty Spark. Save me from this mess. Sorry, Marine. Plasma rifle does burn through them. Very nice. Oh my god. Shoot, 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 shoot. Let's go. Okay. Can't hurt me. What, you thought you'd hurt me? Dead or Alive Extreme. Ah, is that fucking volleyball game? There he is! Oh my.
Greetings. I am the monitor of Installation 04. I am 343 Guilty Spark. Someone has released the flood. My function is to prevent it from leaving this installation, but I require your assistance. Come, this way.
Ooh.
Chief, I've lost your signal. Where'd you go? Chief! Chief!
Gone. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Dead or Alive. Eh. Oh, but that's 343 Guilty Spark. Intro to the Flood. Ugh. And we're about to do the library. Ugh. You sure Dokes 3 does? Oh, okay. Cool. Man. Well, I think that's gonna do it for yet another stream. Didn't make it to page 100. That's pretty crazy. I'm pretty happy with myself. Maybe I forgot to record one or two. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna down myself. That's what it is. I want to thank everybody for joining tonight, especially you, Mr. Softa. You are a legend for coming around. And yeah, as is everybody else that have stuck around thus far. I have enjoyed the 2 hours of reading Dracula. That was a little brutal, but we got through it. I am off to bed, as I hope many of you are. And I will be back Tuesday. Yeah, I should be back Tuesday. I'm sorry I missed the Tuesday stream this week, but good night, Softa. But yeah, until Tuesday, I hope you will all stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hydrated. I'll see you later.